everybody. Welcome. I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. And I just want to welcome you to this Functional Yoga Medicine Masterclass. We're going to get and cover a lot of territory today, hopefully, in due time and be able to end in time. So I'm going to give you a little bit of time to come on in. But before we get started, if you're here live, say hi and let me know where you're tuning in from in the chat box. And I'm just going to allow time for people to comment and say hi. This kind of interaction is super helpful for us to connect, especially when we're trying to connect through a webcam like this, right? And if you signed up for this masterclass, you know that we'll be talking about yoga, right? So I'm just going to make sure that I can see myself and everything is good. Perfect. Hi, Samantha. She's tuning in from Roanoke, Virginia. Hi, Samantha. I hope you gain a lot from what I have to share. If you signed up for this masterclass, you know, like I said, we'll be talking about yoga. So in the chat box, please let me know some things you are hoping yoga can address for you. Maybe symptoms you've been experiencing like stiffness, aches and pains, anxiety, etc. And I would love to know what some of those issues that you want to address are. Jeanette Thompson's here. Hey, Jeanette. All right. So if you're here and you're in the right place, if you are tired of having aches and pains and stiffness that just keeps you from feeling your best, and if you have COVID-10 or 20, also known as the pounds and weight gain that's crept up on you as a result of COVID, and you feel sometimes unworthy and constantly struggle with self-confidence, or you battle anxiety, depression, and difficulty managing stress, and you're constantly dealing with symptoms that make you feel like you're getting sick and sicker no matter what you do. Okay. So I want to give you some of the benefits you can expect. Okay. Here's what you'll learn, right, by hanging out with me today. So we are going to discuss how to get rid of aches and pains so that you can move better, look better, and feel better. And how to lose stubborn weight and to be toned and limber so that you can feel confident in your skinny jeans or whatever you want to wear. And how to regain energy and get rid of those pesky symptoms so that you can feel healthy again. And I want to teach you how to get in control over your health so that you can find your inner spark and joy and eliminate anxiety and depression altogether. So I just want to say, though, this masterclass is not for you if you're looking for yet another lose weight fast scheme that'll only leave you yo-yoing through yet another weight loss and gain cycle. Or you're looking for another New Year's resolution that'll lose steam once you are well into the year, okay? And you're looking for a pill for every ill. This is not for that type of a person. Or you'll get upset or get offended when after this, I spend a year or an hour with you here and provide you with lots of content that you get upset if I make an offer at the end, because truth be told, there will be an offer, a irresistible offer, I hope, at the end. And there will be a stay to the end bonus that I'll be offering. But I encourage you to hang out really until the end, because you'll get my 7 days of posture clinic course completely free just for staying until the end. No strings attached, okay? And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Dr. Connie and have a doctorate in physical therapy. I have my master's in nutrition. I studied psychology in college, and I am board certified in functional medicine, master certified Pilates instructor, and a yoga teacher really at the highest level. And I tell you all that to let you know that I'm a lifelong student who never stops learning, even now. But I also kept learning to integrate all the things that were truly helpful for my own autoimmune condition. I learned from experience, both as a clinician and a patient, that education really and knowledge provide the backbone for everything to come, but it doesn't really change you. The only application does. I've always been a health and fitness junkie since I was a teenager. And what started as a way to feel confident in my own body led to always feeling the aches and pains and fatigue. I used to exercise, or I used it as an exercise to push myself for one too many cookies. And I remember constantly struggling to gain control over my weight when I was a teenager. And I didn't know it at the time, but the very effort I was making in the name of health and wellness was actually causing my body stress. Then I found yoga, and I was immediately hooked. Not only did it create calm and peace within, but it began to increase my own body awareness and self-awareness in a way I never experienced before. Then shortly after that, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune condition as I was graduating from my doctorate. And yoga helped me to not only get rid of my anxiety and fear around it, but also tap into my inner self. And it brought up even deep mental and emotional wounds that I didn't even know it existed. It's the one thing that kept me going and gave me the courage. And during the most difficult time in my life, I decided to go deep and enrolled myself in a yoga teacher training program because I was pulled by my inner struggles to desperately seek meaning and purpose in my life, which I found through yoga. But one thing I noticed throughout this curriculum, and it was a rigorous curriculum that I was part of, that there was minimal anatomical knowledge in the curriculum included in the program, when in fact, there were many flocking to yoga classes to recover from injuries and low back pains, shoulders, and scoliosis, what have you. I began to use yoga as a teacher as a go-to modality for my patients in my physical therapy practice. And the results were short of miraculous. It allowed my patients to explore and study themselves and help them to cultivate self-awareness that began to shift everything for them. They got rid of their aches, pains, lost weight, and were completely transformed by the practice, this simple practice. And that got me really curious. And this led to reaching more people through the practice of yoga since the COVID lockdowns. And today, I'm running a successful yoga studio here in person as well as online that has me sharing this masterclass with you as well. I'm noticing, though, the lingering effects of the pandemic on my patients as well as myself, my employees, and all those around me. And that's why I decided to share this masterclass with you today, because we're towards the end of the year, right? Our world, though, our attitude and our perspective has significantly shifted after COVID. And for many of us, this has significant implications on our overall health and wellness. There have been numerous studies conducted on the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on mental health and well-being. And here are a few examples of studies that have looked at the effects of the pandemic on attitudes and perspectives and how these changes may have implications for your health. So a study published in the journal Frontiers in Psychology found that the COVID-19 pandemic was associated with increased levels of stress, anxiety, depression in a sample of people from China. The study also found that people who reported higher levels of stress and anxiety were more likely to report poor physical health. Another study published in the journal JAMA found that COVID-19 pandemic was associated with increased levels of loneliness and social isolation in a sample of US adults. The study also found that loneliness and social isolation were associated with increased risk of adverse mental and physical health outcomes. And another study published in the journal Health of Psychology found that COVID-19 pandemic was associated with changes in attitudes and behaviors related to health and well-being in a sample of US adults. The study found that people who reported more positive changes in attitudes and behaviors related to health and well-being had better mental and physical health outcomes. And as we establish new normals after the worldwide pandemic, the truth is that most of us are still recovering from the effects of COVID-19 pandemic, as it has been a traumatic event for many people around the world, including myself. The sudden widespread nature of the pandemic, along with the threat to life, economic disruptions, and social isolation, significantly affected people's mental health and well-being. And to add to this, the isolation itself caused people to be more sedentary, which has caused our muscle weakness, stiffness, weight gain, lack of body awareness, and even atrophy, which is shrinkage of your muscles. The physical deconditioning can likely lead to low self-esteem and even an identity crisis due to having to adjust to this new normal. These changes inevitably affect us physically and mentally and emotionally as well. So some of the physical effects of poor posture and lack of body awareness is that it leads to injury. It's important to understand the importance of posture and alignment because it affects your neurochemistry. Our physical posture and alignment affects our overall health by affecting our energy, which impacts our chakra system, which is our energy system within the spine. In a little bit, I'll be talking more about the chakras and what they have to do with your health and how you can do or what you can do to really relieve and connect with your energy. And mental and emotional state determine your identity. It's important for you to understand that because your identity is your self-image or the way you see yourself. And your identity is an important aspect of your overall health because it influences your thoughts, your feelings, your behaviors, and even relationships, all of which can have impact on your physical and mental well-being and your health. For example, your identity can influence how you perceive and respond to stress and can shape your coping strategies and resilience. It can also affect your social connections and support network, which are all important for health and well-being. Also, your identity can shape your self-esteem and self-worth, which are the most influential when it comes to your decisions about your own health. For example, people who have a strong sense of self-worth may be more likely to prioritize their health and engage in healthy behaviors, such as regular exercise and good nutrition, because they understand the impact that these behaviors have on their well-being. And from my 25 years of clinical experience, I found that at the root of every patient struggling with physical illness or symptoms was their lack of self-worth. While lack of self-worth may not directly cause sickness or disease, it can indirectly impact your health through the thoughts, feelings, and your behaviors. And as we move into the new year, many people are preparing to make lifestyle or behavior changes, such as changing their diet or exercise, okay? And they do it with poor awareness and without addressing their identity, which is often why resolutions fail shortly after the year starts. Without addressing your identity, your brain will inevitably drive you back right into your old ways and habits because that's just the way our brains are wired. The brain prefers what's easy, familiar, and comfortable. It's also known as the habits you already have that you're so attached to without even knowing. In addition, the medical system is struggling with increasing demand and not enough healthcare workers. And as a result, quality of care is declining. And it is so important now more than ever to preserve one's health and do everything you can to stay healthy. And staying healthy requires you to shift your identity. Rather than doing all the things, right? We have to be the person you need to be. And from that place, do all the things to have the health that you want, as opposed to people thinking, if only I can lose 20 pounds, then only then I will do all these things to be the person I want to be. It's a flipped approach that doesn't work. And I'm here to tell you that really, it's not about doing more or getting busy doing more, a little different and a little better year after year, but most are missing the key ingredient. It's having awareness, which includes self-awareness as well as body awareness. And it's cultivated best through the practice of yoga, which is the most effective way to optimize mental as well as physical health. It's not just my opinion, it's research-based. And yoga, and this, in my humble opinion, is considered the best form of exercise because of the following benefits. It provides you with mind-body connection. One of the key principles of yoga is the integration of the mind-body. Many people find that focus on breath and mindfulness in yoga helps to improve their overall sense of well-being and relaxation. It's also low impact. Yoga is a low impact form of movement, which means it's gentle on your joints and can be suitable for people with injuries or chronic pain. And it's adaptable. Yoga can be modified to suit a wide range of fitness levels and abilities, and it can be gentle or challenging as desired, making it suitable for people of all ages and fitness levels. It also provides whole body benefits. Yoga can improve flexibility, strength, balance, and cardiovascular endurance. It can also help to improve respiratory function and digestion, and many have other benefits such as reducing stress and improving sleep, which are foundations for health. And according to American social psychologist Amy Cuddy and the author of the book Presence, when one's posture is upright and optimal, it shifts your neurochemistry to optimize one's self-confidence. And yoga helps to improve one's posture and alignment, both physically, mentally, emotionally, as well as spiritually. On the other hand, poor posture can affect the production and function of several neurotransmitters, which are chemicals that transmit signals between nerve cells in the brain and the nervous system and the whole body. Here are a few examples of neurotransmitters that may be affected by poor posture. Number one is serotonin. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter that plays a role in mood, sleep, appetite, and poor posture has been linked to decreased serotonin production, which can lead to feelings of sadness and depression. Second is GABA. Gamma-aminobutyric acid is a neurotransmitter that plays a role in regulating mood and anxiety. And poor posture has been linked to decreased GABA production, which can contribute to feelings of anxiety and increased stress. Third is dopamine. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that is involved in pleasure, motivation, and reward. Poor posture has been linked to decreased dopamine production, which can affect mood and overall well-being. And overall, poor posture can affect the production and function of several neurotransmitters that play a role in mood, sleep, appetite, and overall well-being. And by maintaining good posture, simple, you can help to promote production and function of these neurotransmitters, which can support overall health and well-being. In addition to the mental and the emotional benefits of yoga, there are many physical benefits as well. One of the most important being the building and maintaining of muscle mass. Building muscle mass to enhance health requires prevention of injuries. Building muscle mass without wear and tear is important for the following reasons. Number one, it provides improved physical function. Having more muscle mass can improve physical function in a number of ways. For example, strong muscles can help you to lift and carry objects more easily, climb stairs more efficiently, and perform other physical tasks with greater ease. And we're moving all day. Grocery shopping, moving furniture, getting in and out of the car, right? Second is increased metabolism. Muscles require more energy to maintain than fat. So having more muscle mass can increase your metabolism, which is the rate at which your body burns calories. This can help you to maintain a healthy weight and reduce the risk of obesity and, of course, related health problems as well. And another one is improved bone health. Building muscle mass can also help to improve bone health. Resistance training, which involves lifting weights or using other forms of resistive exercises to build muscle, has been shown to increase bone density and reduce the risk of osteoporosis, a condition characterized by weak and fragile bones. And another one is improved balance and coordination. Strong muscles can also improve balance and coordination, which can help to reduce the risk of falls and injuries. And also, it can improve mental health. Building muscle mass has also been linked to improved mental health. Resistance training has been found to have a number of benefits for mental health, including reducing anxiety and depression and improving self-esteem. Overall, building muscle mass is important for physical function, metabolism, bone health, balance and coordination, and mental health. It's important to engage in regular physical activity and that includes strength training, which yoga does, to help build and maintain muscle mass. Sarcopenia is a condition characterized by loss of muscle mass and function. It is a common problem in older adults, and as we get older, inevitably, we all lose muscle mass and can lead to decreased mobility, increased risk of falls and injuries, and decreased quality of life. Think about it. When you lose the ability to move your body independently, the quality of your life declines. Imagine not being able to put on socks in the morning due to stiffness of your hips and your low back, or having difficulty rolling over in bed, getting in and out of the car, or walking into the grocery store to shop. All such things are at risk when you lose functional mobility, is why I emphasize yoga as a tool so much. And yoga helps you to maintain and improve function while maintaining that posture awareness, self-awareness, and alignment. There's also some evidence to suggest that COVID-19 pandemic may have contributed to an increase in sarcopenia. For example, a study published in the Journal of Gerontology, Medical Sciences found that older adults who were confined to their homes due to COVID restrictions had a higher risk of sarcopenia. The study found that older adults who were confined to their homes for longer periods of time had a greater decline in muscle mass and strength compared to those who were confined for shorter periods of time. Other factors that may have contributed to increase in sarcopenia during the COVID-19 pandemic include decreased access to physical activity. We weren't going anywhere, so we weren't moving. And exercise opportunities, changes in diet and nutrition, and increased levels of stress and anxiety. Overall, it's important for all adults to prioritize maintaining muscle mass and function as they age. And regular physical activity and exercise, along with a healthy diet, can help prevent or delay the onset of sarcopenia. Phew. Now I want to talk to you a bit about chakras. If you've ever done yoga or meditation, you've likely heard of chakras before. As mentioned previously, our physical posture and alignment affects our overall health by affecting our energy, which impacts our chakra system. And our chakra system is our energy system within the spine. And each chakra corresponds with our endocrine system. Where there's imbalance or blockages of the chakras, we get physical symptoms. In traditional Hindu and Buddhist philosophy, Eastern philosophy, the chakras are believed to be energy centers located in the body, in the spine specifically. An imbalance in a particular chakra is thought to be reflected as physical, emotional, psychological symptoms. So here are a few examples of signs and symptoms that may indicate imbalances in a particular chakra, and there's 7. First, there's the root chakra, okay, down at the bottom. An imbalance in the root chakra may be indicated by symptoms such as fear, insecurity, feelings of instability. And physical symptoms may include issues with legs, your feet, your low back, as well as problems with the immune system. Sacral chakra is one above that. Second chakra an imbalance in the sacral chakra may be indicated by symptoms such as sexual dysfunction, emotional instability, and creativity blocks. And physical symptoms may include problems with reproductive system and your urinary tract. Third one, solar plexus. It's right at or above your belly button. An imbalance in the solar plexus chakra may be indicated by symptoms such as low self-esteem, self-doubt, and lack of personal power. Physical symptoms may include digestive issues and problems with liver and gallbladder. And then there's the fourth chakra, which is the heart chakra. An imbalance in the heart chakra may be indicated by symptoms such as difficulty with relationships, lack of compassion, and feelings of isolation. And physical symptoms may include issues with the heart and circulatory system. And then there's the throat chakra, the fifth chakra, right? An imbalance in the throat chakra may be indicated by symptoms such as difficulty with communication, self-expression, and honesty. Physical symptoms may include issues with the throat, neck, and the jaw. The third eye chakra is the sixth chakra. An imbalance in the third eye chakra may be indicated by symptoms such as lack of intuition, insight, and you might be confused and have difficulty with decision making. And physical symptoms include issues with the eyes, the head, and the sinuses. And lastly, the crown chakra. An imbalance in the crown chakra may be indicated by symptoms such as disconnection from spirituality, lack of purpose, and feelings of isolation. Physical symptoms may include issues with the brain, your nervous system, and your pineal gland, which is considered your master gland. As you can see, the chakra blockages can impact one's mental and emotional state, which can affect the physical body as well. And improving your posture through the asanas in yoga helps to enhance energy flow through the chakras. And that's why yoga was developed, so that one can optimize health in both physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual aspects of their lives. So how can you improve the situation and open up your chakras? Well, by activating your muscles through the practice of yoga. But it helps to go to an analogy for why muscle activation is important. Because you can do all the yoga you want, but I've seen so many yogis that fail to activate the proper muscles. So they're just going through the motions and going through the poses without really gaining the benefit of gaining the muscle and proper nurturing and recovering of their joints. One possible analogy for proper muscle activation that leads to energy flow in the chakras and the spine might be a system of pipes and valves. Let's think about pipes and valves. Imagine that muscles in the body are like pipes that carry energy throughout the body. And when the muscles are properly activated, the energy flows smoothly and efficiently, much like water flowing through a well-maintained plumbing system. On the other hand, when the muscles are weak or inactive, the energy may become stagnant or blocked, much like water that is trapped in a leaky or clogged pipe. The chakras could be thought of as valves that regulate the flow of energy in the body, especially in the spine. When the chakras are in balance and function properly, the energy flows smoothly and efficiently, just like the valve that is open and allowing water to flow through. However, when the chakra is imbalanced or blocked, the energy may become stagnant or stuck, much like the valve that is stuck or partially closed. Finally, the spine could be thought of as the main conduit for the energy flow in the body. And when the spine is aligned and healthy, the energy flows freely up and down the spine, much like electricity flowing through a well-maintained wire. However, when the spine is misaligned or unhealthy, the energy flow may be disrupted, much like electricity that is being disrupted by damaged or frayed wire. Overall, this analogy suggests that proper muscle activation, healthy chakras, and a healthy spine are all important for smooth flow of energy in the body. As a physical therapist and a yoga instructor and the owner of a yoga studio, I'm seeing a big issue in the increasing number of injuries in yoga classes, as well as in various boot camping classes or rigorous exercise classes, causing unnecessary wear and tear due to improper alignment and posture. Despite the health benefits, all exercise have the potential to cause injury if not performed correctly. It's not a matter of checking things off. The risk of injury can be minimized by following proper form and technique, listening to your body, and working within your own anatomical physical limits. And this requires self-awareness. And this is why proper muscle activation with optimal alignment and posture is essential to improve overall wellness and longevity while you exercise. However, it's important to note that not all yoga teachers or teachings are the same. Many instructors don't have the anatomical knowledge necessary to help people execute the poses properly within their own body that's right for them. Many yoga certifications or training programs lack the necessary knowledge in anatomy and physiology. Rather, there's too much focus on the poses themselves, without concern for the individual's anatomical limitations, past or present injuries, and medical history. So if you're looking to drastically improve your health and vitality in the coming year, and perhaps even lose weight, it's important to not only do the things that support your health long term, but to also shift your identity by cultivating this body awareness and self-awareness. And this is why I created the Functional Yoga Medicine, which consists of 6 pillars that guide you in cultivating awareness through your yoga practice. So here's the thing. We did give you a download of the 6 pillars, so I would highly recommend you pull it out, start taking some notes. Because if you gain anything out of this Time Together Masterclass, this is going to be it. As long as you keep these 6 pillars in mind, I'm about to give you an example on the mat, doing them with me. Get ready, okay? The solution to all of this and prevention and really regaining your momentum in your building your health and creating the life and health you want is to cultivate awareness, to enhance your posture and alignment. It's not only for physical health, but it's also for mental and emotional and spiritual. And yoga, not just any yoga, functional yoga medicine does exactly that. And the goal is to use the 6 pillars of functional yoga medicine to cultivate awareness through your yoga practice. I've put together my 25 years of knowledge and experience to put together these 6 core pillars that you can check off as you practice to keep your practice safe. We'll unpack specifically just Warrior 1 through the pillars so you can understand how to apply pillars in your own practice to not only keep your practice safe, but also to optimize the health benefits. So first, I'm going to move over to my mat and make sure that camera and everything is set. Is this good? Can you guys good? I can't see my camera or my thing anymore, so this is good. Can I come closer or no? Will you tell me when? Is that okay? Yeah, is that okay? Okay. Let me know if you can't see me. So first of the pillar is I call the foundation. Warrior 1, right? Let's get into Warrior 1. We have to sort of stagger our feet. And some teachers teach it like on railroad tracks, so they're kind of far off. I teach it like you're on a line, right? You're on a single line, straight line. And the heels are lined up. The back foot is always 45 degrees and the front foot is perpendicular to the side edge of the mat, okay? And I want you to understand that foundation is all about bringing awareness to the grounding parts of your body. For example, when you're assuming Warrior 1, the front and the back foot needs to be grounded, right? You need to feel the ground to balance you. From the foot, right, on the front, the foot is straight and the back is slanted, like I said. And I need you to really understand and pay attention to the soles of your feet to allow for stability in this position, which is key to proper activation of the muscles. Because when you're shaky, you can barely hold, you're going to be compensated, and we see all kinds of things, which I'll go over. That's number 1, really feeling the ground below your feet. Okay, because it's when you're not grounded in your foundation, it's hard to assume and hold the pose, let alone to hold proper alignment and posture as well. So again, pillar number 1 is to always understand your foundation. From that foundation, which is your soles of your feet, then you look at your alignment. So let's look up the chain, right? You have your feet, you have your ankles, and then the front knee is being bent, right? Once you understand the foundation of your body, then, like I said, it's the alignment, and that's the second pillar. And when bending the knee in Warrior 1, for example, the front foot, right? The knee has to go right over the ankle, and the knee shouldn't pass your toes. So, and if you're weak in the quads, You don't want to do things to compensate and overcompensate and hyper arch your back and all the things. I need you to come back, understand what it feels like to make sure everything feels stable. Find the foundation, which is the soles of your feet, and then find your alignment, knee above your ankle, and then the back hip, right? The pelvis is driving forward. And the alignment means the front knee that's bent, that hip is energetically, not visibly, energetically going back. Left hip is coming forward, and you want the spine perpendicular to the spine or to the pelvis. And you want this as square to the front as possible. And then from that place, you want to make sure that the spine is perpendicular. And if you choose to raise your arms up, you want to make sure that you are not hyper arching your back, right? And then making sure that the shoulders stay. You might not have flexibility in the shoulders because this does not allow for flexibility in the shoulder. You might be up here. You have to respect that and do your best, and maybe even place your hands here until your body understands that this is what it needs as a foundation to set up for this proper warrior one. I'm going to change sides because that was getting a little tiring. So same thing, right? The third pillar, if you look down in your workbook, is going to be your core. From this place, you always want to find your core. Now, your core is not your six-pack muscles that you can visibly see. It's the deeper inner muscles that stabilize the spine, that allow the spine to be decompressed. It protects your organs. It really is where the thoracic spine is. It's where your chakra system is. So at the front, it's a muscle called multifidi. Down at the bottom is the pelvic floor. Up at the top is a diaphragm that helps you to breathe. And on the back, it's a deep innermost layer called multifidi. Those four muscles, you can't even feel that they are activated unless you know how to activate them. And how you find that, for example, in this pose, is to draw the navel to the spine. And it's not a sucking in, and then when you suck in, what happens is shoulders come forward. Everything needs to feel like you're standing straight up and rooted down. Shoulders are pulled back, rib cage is threaded down, and navel is pulled into the spine. It almost feels, and then you're pulling up the pelvic floor like you're holding your pee or urination, and you don't want to let anything go. And that's called it's called a lock, right? It locks in energy for you to stabilize. Keeping all these factors in mind is a lot, but people move through warrior one like nobody's business, and they just go, and they just get deflated. And that's not what I want you to do. I want you to understand. We went over the foundation, find your feet. You want to align your joints and muscles accordingly. Driving the right hip forward, left hip back, in this case, because the left foot is forward, left knee is bent. I'm fighting up against gravity. This is really tiring, but I know I'm activated, so I know this is holding me. If you came and tried to nudge me to the side, I wouldn't fall because I'm so stable and I'm locked into my muscles. All chakras are nice and open. There is no compensatory pattern. There is no achiness. Everything's open. I know what to do. And that's what I want you to feel like, nice and sturdy. Because then the fourth pillar is the polarity. Life is but a paradox, right? Life is about moving from sad to happiness. It's about up and down. It's about left and right, positive and negative. There's going to be life and death. It's all about the opposing forces always within the body is the same. Because those same forces are what's going to hold you to create this polarity. So in this case of warrior one, the front knee that's bent forward, guess what? I need you to think about this. The foot foundation, the alignment, knee right over, and then the pelvis being square, spine perpendicular, core is engaged. Now we find polarity. And that is the right knee is open because it's almost like it's bent in the knee and it's straight and open, right? The back foot, by virtue of the position of the foot, which is 45-degree angle on the inside, please assume this position and feel this. Left hip is closed. Right hip is open. Okay? And there's a tug and pull from your pubic bone forward and back, up from the navel to the crown, up, navel to the both feet, grounding you. There's that polarity, nice and strong. And then from that polarity, it's hard, it gets hard. Find your breath. That's the fifth pillar. Breath is life. Breath is what connects your body to your mind. Super important for us to connect the breath and find the breath, because it's almost like a sensory system when you find your breath to tell it, okay, we're locked in. We can do hard things. You will push through. You're going to gain the lessons you need. Create healthy muscle memory and let go of the poor muscle memory. And those are sensory systems that I need you to rely on. Not looking at your teacher or the person to the left or the right of you in yoga class to know, I want to look like that. So you're just busy, contorting your body in poses where you just don't feel good on the inside. Because the importance of this is that you will hurt yourself. And that micro injury, I will explain in a minute how that leads to inflammation, how that inflammation can be systemic to create this catabolic state of being, okay? So fifth, so we went over the foundation, which is the feet, alignment. We talked about the core engagement. We talked about the polarity we're creating, push and pull on the deep insides. And then we said we find the breath to connect to ourselves and our bodies. And it's signaling to your nervous system, you can do this, right? It parallels what happens in our lives, happens on the mat. How you show up on the mat, it's exactly how you show up in your lives. And then lastly, you guys, you find balance between the left and the right, front and the back. And you find balance, and whenever you find yourself there, you make micro adjustments to make sure that all your movements are fluid and smooth, knowing that you can find balance and proprioception where you need, because you know how to hold your head up high. All the chakra systems are moving smoothly. So I need you to push this through, please. I'm sorry, you guys. We are just working through some technology here. So I hope you guys understood the pillars of the functional yoga medicine. And I took a long time to figure this out. And today we're talking about the physical applications of that. But really, next time you get on your yoga mat, no matter what pose it is, please, please, please remember foundation, your feet, wherever you are grounded, right? Grounding in that moment, finding your proper alignment, always spine perpendicular, always shooting up tall, and then activating your core, not thwarting your rib cages forward and hyper arching your back. That can cause compression on the back side, causing herniation. And then finding your polarity in the body, the push and pull left and right, creating that will give you that stability that you need. These are all fine-tuning things that you can think about. Find your breath, know that this moment will pass and that you can do hard things. And then finally, balance and make micro adjustments, right? What this does for you is that it boosts confidence and it changes the way you show up in your life. You're going to be full of confidence and energy, and you're going to know what to do to create this type of health in your life. What are the consequences of continuing to live with poor awareness, posture, and poor alignment? As I stated earlier, when you lose body awareness, you lose alignment and postural awareness, leading to compensatory movement and postural patterns that can cause premature degeneration of the spine that blocks all your chakras. And despite one's effort to exercise, they'll never fully optimize their health because of the micro wear and tear that might be okay for a day or two, even a year, but it'll catch up to them and can cause inflammation. And the inflammation within the body will be low grade until it becomes a systemic inflammation to affect one's metabolic system, leading to digestive issues, hormonal and neurological changes and degeneration that will eventually lead to compromised health altogether. When the body is inflamed, it gets achy, weak, stiff. And when the body is in this state, it'll be harder to move. And when you don't move, you begin to lose muscle mass, leading to osteopenia, to osteoarthritis and osteoporosis, and it's that inflammatory cycle. And the loss of muscle will lead to sarcopenia, feeding the osteoporosis, which is weak bones, and sarcopenia, which is weak muscles, and over time, lose the mobility that will make it difficult for you to move functionally, independently through your day, like dressing in the morning, difficulty getting in and out of bed, cooking, in and out of the car, eventually needing assistive devices or assistance from another person. Also, not to mention the mental, emotional implications, which is far more important in my opinion. Because when one loses function, and I've seen this over the course of my 25-year career as a physical therapist, when people lose function, it affects their endocrine system, leading to poor chakra flow, resulting in depression, anxiety, loss of confidence, and complete dependence on others. This perpetual sick cycle will only worsen. We need to shed the limiting layers we've been conditioned into and have suppressed since the start of the pandemic. We're all healing from that experience, and many of us don't know how to begin. Things have changed and the world is different today. Picking up from where COVID or before COVID and wanting to go back to the version of you will no longer serve you because the whole world has changed. You need to create a new version of yourself that's in alignment, both physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, with this new world. Some of us are going to want to hold on to what was, and you'll find yourself mourning the loss of the old life or the old you. But that doesn't serve you at all. It will keep you limited and stuck in the cycle of suffering. The secret is in surrendering, accepting, and allowing the new version of yourself to allow the new you to fully express yourself. This is your time. All of the above can be done on your yoga mat each time you tune inward. And functional yoga medicine, practice with the 6 pillars in mind, allows you to cultivate this self-awareness, self-acceptance, and self-love so that you can find the courage to step to or take the steps to optimize your mind, body, and soul and the health of all of it. So here we are. I want to you and tell you that we have the Functional Yoga Medicine membership. You know, the truth is there are lots of gyms out there, CrossFits, HIIT exercises, and many, many different yoga studios that focus on the behavior and all the doing. And we know that improper posture causes degradation because it's important to understand the catabolic and anabolic nature of your body. When you're busy doing and checking things off without attention to body awareness and self-awareness, there's very little to be gained from the improper posture and alignment. Do you remember how I said ever since I was a teenager, I was a health nut and I used to feel aches and pains all the time? And that was years before I developed autoimmunity. Little did I know that I was catabolically conditioning my body. I was punishing my body, not helping it. When the body is abused and micro injuries are harbored without mindfulness, and we keep pushing the body or use exercise as a way to punish the body for poor diet, it can catch up to you and perpetuate the inflammatory cycle. And inflammation is the hallmark of all aging and disease and symptoms. And inadvertently, people don't realize the small micro tears from improper exercise or even a yoga practice can lead to inflammation. And this is why I created the Functional Yoga Medicine membership. I want to introduce you to this membership because it's revolutionary. And in my opinion, it offers something very different. So what is Functional Yoga Medicine membership? Well, it's an online yoga membership designed to teach you to use movement as medicine to eliminate symptoms and boost your physical and mental health utilizing the 6 pillars. Imagine having full control over how you look and feel each day. Imagine being completely free of aches and pains, having the inner knowing that you're doing your part to optimize your health and you just know it. Imagine catching a glimpse of yourself in the mirror and loving the reflection back to you. Imagine having toned and limber body that you're so proud of. Imagine fully having your own back. that you're not dependent on any doctor, anything, or any circumstance. Imagine being empowered, energized, and passionate about you and your life. Imagine enjoying waking up every morning and enjoying your time with full presence with your loved ones. Imagine not being dependent on everyone else or the situations to feel good. Imagine feeling aligned and happy in your own body. Functional yoga medicine is much more than striking a pose on the mat. It's more about tapping into your inner wisdom and integrating and applying the knowledge you gained that you know to help your body heal so that you can live yourself, or you can live your, what I call self-healthcare system. I created it as an empowerment tool to shift from dependence tendencies to having complete freedom and independence. To me, that's important. Here's what you'll get when you become a member. You'll get live yoga classes to keep you accountable and committed to a regular practice schedule so that you can build habits and see results fast. You'll have on-demand classes you can access at any time for times when you aren't able to join the live classes. There's the exclusive members-only portal with 300 plus, can you believe it, classes that are organized so that you can easily find a class that's perfect for your needs. You'll get connection, community, and accountability to ensure you stay on track to achieve your health goals and really master this practice of yoga with all the 6 pillars so it becomes second nature. Our on-demand classes have different themes and fitness levels for all your needs. We have yoga for healing. We have therapeutic restorative yoga. We have gentle restorative yoga. We have yin. We have chair yoga. We have hip opener yoga. We have cultivating positive emotions, meditations, and addressing negative emotions, meditations. We have yoga for fitness and weight loss. It's a series. We have vinyasa yoga. We have Pilates and focus on the core. And we have building stability and balance classes and incorporating dynamic movement. We have building strength. We have building flexibility. And we have yoga series classes so that you can get results fast. We have the following: posture yoga. We have detox yoga. We have myofascial release. We have cultivating awareness. We have correcting alignment, yoga basics. We have signature functional yoga medicine sequences that I put together. We have our signature alkaline hot sequence, alkaline hot hips. And what's your investment in functional yoga medicine is probably at the top of your, your mind right now. It's just $69 a month. And most gyms, yoga studios, and online exercise programs don't put priority on safe practice, alignment, posture, proper muscle activation. A session, just one session with a personal trainer, you guys, or a yoga instructor, they may pay attention, but the cost on average is probably around $70 to $150, which is cost prohibitive for most people. And if you're recovering from injury, it can cost up to $150 per week in copays to see a physical therapist. You can look to YouTube for instruction, but I guarantee you, and I've seen this time and time again, you'll never know if you're causing more harm than good. Functional Yoga Medicine membership is normally $89 a month, but for a limited time, we're offering it for $69 a month. And I wanted to create the price that is no-brainer for you compared to other alternatives and the life-changing benefit you'll receive. For me, myself, I found myself at a Pilates center for my core, at a yoga studio for yoga, following my best instructors, and my Peloton bike for cardio, chiropractor, and sometimes a physical therapist, and of course a massage therapist, and a meditation app for my mind. And that was a lot for me to navigate. I wanted everything in one place. And as someone who's experienced health challenges, I understand how important health is, because without it, you absolutely have nothing. Health is an investment. It's not an expense that will serve you not just today, but for your lifetime. You're really doing a favor for your future self today. There are also bonuses that I'll be including because your mind is the most important when it comes to your health. I've included guided meditations to quiet the mind, to enhance self-awareness and release all toxic thoughts. We also included beginner yoga series. I know many of you are new to yoga, so I've included a beginner yoga series to help you to ease into moving your body so that you develop a strong foundation to build your practice and not put yourself in harm's way. You'll also get Yoga for Symptoms bundle, which include yoga for weight loss, yoga for inflammation and pain, yoga for digestion, and for women, we have yoga for menstrual pain and discomfort. Physical therapy exercise series I've included also for your neck, your low back pain, your knee, hip, shoulder. And the guarantee is that there is no contract. You can cancel it anytime. And I just want to tell you, after seeing my patients, this Cassandra, she said, I've been practicing yoga for over 10 years. And it wasn't until Dr. Connie showed how to activate my core that I began to really see results. She says she sees muscles, she's getting stronger, and she doesn't have that nagging, deep muscle pain. And another one, a common one I see. Julie, she says, after I gave birth to my youngest daughter, I had 3 daughters, I've not been able to feel my core muscles as I had a bulge in my tummy because of diastasis recti. Been to many doctors about it. Everybody shrugged that off. And one day she came to see Dr. Connie and I was able to tape it and help her to activate the core. And today she says she can actually see the muscles in her abdomen. So I just want to tell you that this stuff works, but that systemic way, utilizing the pillars over and over again and really committing to mastering your body is key, not just practicing just to practice. And let me tell you, many people can go for yoga up to a decade and they never learn to properly activate their muscles, let alone have no idea how to move their body in space. So I've included a fast-acting bonus. If you sign up before the end of this masterclass, you'll get one physical therapy assessment with me, one-on-one, where I'll evaluate faulty movement patterns in your body and help you to see your compensatory habits so that you can minimize wear and tear and boost energy and confidence. So now we've come to an end. So if you have any questions, please post in the chat box. I know many of you guys are going to be joining this masterclass after hours because of the time changes and it's the holidays. So if you're watching this after the fact, please write in the comments and let me know all the questions and we will make sure to address it. And remember I said to stay until the end bonus. If you're here watching this in my Facebook group right now, my team will comment in the chat and like that comment, and we will message you about how you can access the 7-day posture clinic I promised you, completely free, no strings attached. If you're not watching on Facebook Live and you're catching this after hours, email Leslie, Leslie at alkalinewellness.com that you stayed, and just comment to her that you stayed until the end of the masterclass and that you would like access to this free course. I just want to thank you, congratulate you for being here until the end, and thank you so much for giving me this time in your busy life to allow me in, and I hope to guys see you soon. Bye.